We have seen many toxic anti-2-star ring bases and other bases that are really annoying for the Rewriters, but in today's video, I'll be showing why the Super Dragons are the best strategy to tackling down all of those bases. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. Alright, and we are here with the very first replay of today. Now this one is going to be on this double poison ring base. As you can take a note, the eagle is on the top left side with that CC, but he does immediately notice that the sweepers are both pointing the opposite side of his entry, which is great because he is going to take advantage of the sweeper locations and start on the opposite side of it. Because now what he essentially doing here is siege barrack one corner, and on the majority of the replays here we're going to take a look at today is going to be utilizing the siege barrack, because as we all know, the siege barrack did indeed get that new additional level, which does make it even stronger for majority of the attacks. And why not use it with the air attack as well? Because now with the super dragon that's coming out of that siege barrack, it is going to be able to take care of that air defense because of the initial traps, or not traps, but the initial buildings that the siege barrack was able to take down. The dragon was able to come out and directly target on that corner flank to make sure that all of these dragons were going to be able to stay and go and move throughout the entire core. So in addition to this freeze value on majority of the ring bases, especially that the fact that they are really stacked and trying to counter the Rewriters, it is going to provide that great freeze value for those dragons, which you can almost take a look and notice here. As we can see, the scatter shot is being taken down, and of course you have about 3 freezes left, 2 skelly spells left, and there's both the RC and that queen ability there. Unfortunately, the queen does fall because of that balloon in a CC, but nonetheless that is going to be okay because we do have plenty of troops alive with the world champion. And of course we do have that one super dragon that's really working on that ricochet cannon now, because that's going to be the last threat in addition to that expo up there that could stop the world champion. But luckily there, because of all the spell that this army does provide you, he is going to be able to walk away with the triple here because of that. So really nice job being able to utilize the siege barrack. And of course, ending on the eagle is always going to be a tough challenge for super dragons, but because of this base, it is open and asking for the super dragons. And yep, a 40 cups on the board just like that. So now let's proceed to the very next base. All right, and we are here with the second replay, and of course I've shown you a box style ring bases. Now this one I'm going to go ahead and show you this double poison diamond light base. Now this one does have a really stacked core. As you can see, 3 single infernos are there waiting against those Rewriters, but we are going to utilize that siege barrack yet again because of this free corner. And essentially what he's doing there is carving out this entire corner so that he can potentially just send the dragons in on this top hand corner, because the heroes are going to be working from 12 going down towards that 3 o'clock side. So that way, with that siege barrack, you can already see how patient he is with this, because he wants to ensure that this funnel is super clean and narrow from that siege barrack before dropping those main super dragons of his push. So now, as you can see, the super dragons moving in, there is really no air threat damage there other than just those single scatter and anything that's in that core waiting. So really nice avoiding ability there, being able to utilize that just to get every single one of those balloons in and have those raged up so that it can already move through the entire core. So he is noticing the sweeper that was delaying those balloons from pushing to the core, so he is going to double freeze that just so everything can kind of push through the core. And again, like I've mentioned in the last replay, the freeze values are just insane on this base, because he's able to freeze the town hall and that warden, and of course the single and sweeper, and now he is going to be able to deal with the CC under that as well. So really unfortunate there with the queen pulling the CC there, but nonetheless there is just so many dragons up in this core, because this core was just not really built and designed to stop against these dragons. So the dragons are moving along. He is going to utilize this world champion, although I do believe he would have been able to swag it if he did not use it. So he is going to utilize that world champion just to make sure he does secure this triple for yet another 40 cups. And of course that hog puppet just makes this even stronger in terms of hero push. So here we go, ending it with yet another 40 cups. All right, and moving along here, we are going to showcase a double invis base, because this is one thing that's super duper common at top Legends League, is being able to notice these double invisibility tower bases because of its potential of getting a 1-star. So here, what he's doing is basically dissecting this, taking the corners, because the DPS and the damage wise, distributed across the base is not even, so that this top side, he did notice the Siege Barrack being able to take down that top compartment there. He is utilizing a Skelly spell and his Barbarian King to go and take down this monolith, because now what you're essentially being able to see is that he wants the Super Dragons to go directly through the core like that. So being able to take advantage of the damage distribution of this base is really going to be critical for him, because now he's going to be able to get these dragons to go nowhere but directly into that core. So King is working in that compartment still, because he is going to be able to take down that scatter shot, and now he's going to be able to take down this Eagle Artillery with the help of his Queen working down towards 6 o'clock. And because of the Siege Clan Castle located at the very bottom of the base with one Expo, the healer puppet with the Queen is going to be enough to deal with this. Now, if we look at the core, every single dragon is there, and with all of the spells that he does have, he is going to be able to utilize every single one of the spells just to be able to take down that entire core. So that invisibility does go off, and it does push his dragons outside of the base, but that is AOI okay, because he still does have a lot of spells in the pocket. He does have his World Champion still intact, utilizing it right behind his Queen, so his Queen and World Champion are working together to finish the rest of the base there. So look, the dragons are still alive. We still have one final compartment that could potentially end this, but with the amount of spell that he does have 3 freezes and that rage tower, and that is not going to be needed because of how overwhelming these dragons and Queen and heroes are collapsing on the final side of the base. So really nice attack here, being able to dissect the base by utilizing the Siege Barrack for one corner and being super patient on his funnel, because he knew the core was the main target for those dragons. He was able to set this up really nicely and get this triple on the board. So now let's proceed and move to the box base. All right, moving along here, we do have the box bases. Now this one first will be the double poison. The next one I do want to touch on is the double rage, because double poison and double rage seems to be the meta go-to when it comes to box bases. So here we go. Again, like I'm going to say over and over, I feel like Siege Barrack is going to be really super nice here, because again, he is going to be able to take down this one side of the corner of the base on a box base, and the Queen and heroes and the King are going to be able to take down the other corner. So now if we take a look at see where the dragon pathing is, the dragons are going to be able to path through the hall and split between the multis and go through the core just like so, because there's no flank that could really damage the dragons other than this whole back inside right there. So it's really going to be great being able to take advantage of the sweepers and all the damage on that back end, because now with the funnel set up, you can see every single one of those balloons pushing through that core. Even though with the ice golems coming out, it's going to be okay, because like I mentioned, there's really no threats in the core that's going to be able to eliminate these dragons other than when he approaches towards the back end of the base. So here we go. As we are approaching towards the back end of the base, this is again where all of the damage, all of the air targeting threats are, and being able to utilize his heroes and overwhelm it is exactly what he's going to do here, because as you can see, he does have Queen ability attack, he does have RC, as he being super duper patient with dropping the RC, and now he is finally dropping it towards that 6 o'clock side just to preserve that Warden and that Super Dragon, so those can stay alive and support and work together with this World Champion, as the Queen is stuck on the wall with the King, but finally she does stop doing Queen things and get through that wall, because now we are all going to be able to collapse on this final back end, because we still have 2 abilities there and that freeze in which we just used, and this is going to be crushed again with the Siege Barrack. So really nice utilizing the Super Dragons, being able to take advantage of all of those anti-root rate bases. All right, and closing it out on this double rage box base. Now this one's kind of more like a teaser base. Now this one actually was super common when I first started pushing around 57, 5800 range, because this base just looks super annoying because of those side flank rage tower. So nonetheless though, we can point out immediately how those air defenses are set. It's going to be set on each corner there, both of these there, and of course on this side. Now he is going to utilize the Siege Barrack to take down one of those sides, and then utilizing this Barbarian King to finish off that entire compartment, because he noticed how compact that is. If the Barbarian King was to be able to push through that wall, he would be able to actually take down the Ricochet Cannon and take down that Scatter Shot. But look, he is going to nonetheless be able to get an air hero out of that and that Scatter Shot. So really nice value there. And being able to eliminate 3 out of the 4 air defenses already right off the bat, just like that, is going to be really helpful when it comes to the dragons pushing through the core. So now with the right side Rage Tower going off, the left one is still intact and it does go off right now. And unfortunately the Ice Golems yet again full, but that is a-okay because these dragons just one-shot those, and here they go. With every single balloon moving to the core, it does provide those tankage for those super dragons, because super dragons wouldn't have to worry about hitting an air trap because of those balloons moving deep inside of that base. So nonetheless, Queen finally bangs and got away from that wall. I'm not sure why she banged the wall, but she did what she did there. It is okay because he does have enough, or actually has enough taken down from the dragons to where the heroes are going to be able to finish the rest of the base there, because the dragons are still at the 12 o'clock side. We do have the eagle taken down, and we do have one of the multi-archer towers taken down. Unfortunately, Queen does go down there, but that's okay because we still have 2 freezes left and the world champion ability to be able to finish the base off. And we're going to speed this up just because we know with the warden, this is going to be overwhelmed and going to be yet another 40 cups with those swag freezes. So really huge shout out to Luke for being able to show us how to utilize and take down all of these anti-root rider bases with the super dragons, and going to show how strong the siege barrack is when you actually utilize it with the super dragons. Alright, and that's going to do it for today's video. And again, I would like to give a huge shout out to Luke for being able to provide and share with you all those replays. Additionally, I will go ahead and link its army composition down below in the description, so make sure you guys go ahead, grab it, and let us all know how the super dragon does for you guys. Now also, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys go ahead, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more videos just like this. But until then, I'll catch you all in the very next one. Ghost out.